Snagging a Rolex from an authorized dealer might just feel like you've hit the jackpot. Now, there's no magic spell for success, but knowing how these dealers tick could seriously up your game. In this video by the Opulent Oasis, we're diving deep into the secretive world of Rolex distribution. We've got our hands on an actual document from the high and mighty authorized dealers themselves, and we're about to reveal how they decide who lands their most coveted watches. If you haven't joined our channel yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. You see, Rolex, the giant in luxury watches, plays it cool by not selling directly. Instead, they partner up with what they call official Rolex retailers. These retailers are their own bosses, merely shaking hands with Rolex under a distribution agreement. Think of it like Rolex giving them the nod to charm the socks off potential watch owners like yourself. While some high-end brands have gone all in with branded stores, Rolex keeps it classic and laid back, sticking to partnerships. And for anyone wondering if they'll switch up their game, don't hold your breath. Rolex seems pretty content keeping things just as they are, thank you very much. Every authorized Rolex retailer is like a well-oiled machine, complete with their own team of top-notch Rolex-trained watchmakers. These professionals have gone through the ringer, intensive training direct from Rolex, to ensure they've got all the skills to keep your watch ticking perfectly. Plus, when you buy from these guys, you're getting peace of mind with a 5-year international Rolex guarantee. And let's be real, they're not just winging it with some fancy tools. They're the gatekeepers ensuring every piece of your Rolex is legit and helping you pick a watch that's a lifelong investment. Now, while pulling all sales in-house might fatten up Rolex's wallet, it would also mean wrestling with a whole circus of risks, responsibilities, and red tape. It seems like Rolex would rather not juggle that hot mess and instead focus on what they do best, crafting those iconic timepieces. However, let's not confuse Rolex Authorized dealers with your garden variety watch resellers. Those other outfits deal in the seconds-hand market. They don't get their stock straight from the Rolex vault. Some authorized dealers have dipped their toes into selling pre-loved watches, but remember, they're the only ones with the keys to the brand new Rolex stash, thanks to their exclusive contracts with the brand. So when it comes to scoring that brand new Rolex, it's clear who's got the goods. Apparently, non-official Rolex dealers are kind of like the mavericks of the watch world. They don't have ties to Rolex, so they work for their stock, buying from collectors, clients, and anyone looking to offload their luxury watches. Operating independently, these dealers set their own prices without the benefit of wholesale deals that authorized dealers get. Speaking of authorized dealers, when they get their Rolexes straight from the source, they typically mark them up by about 30 to 45% over the suggested retail price. This includes a bit of wiggle room for things like model popularity and local taxes, like in Europe, where VAT pushes up the price tag by 15 to 25%. Before we continue, why not join the Opulent Oasis family? Subscribe for exclusive insights. Let's get back to it. You see, building a relationship with an authorized dealer can really turn the tide in your favor, especially if you've been a loyal customer, splurging on Rolexes in the past. For newcomers, just popping into the store now and then won't cut it. Show you're serious by buying a watch or two, and don't be shy to flaunt your Rolex smarts. Passion and patience are the name of the game here. Remember, the way ADs pick who gets the top-tier watches can be pretty subjective. They keep an eye on who's spending what, but not every dealer plays by the same rules. Rolex might cheer on selling to fresh faces, but with watches flying off the shelves faster than hotcakes at a breakfast buffet, snagging one is no small feat. All right, let's move into this intriguing document straight from a Rolex insider, a little something called the Rolex High Demand Supply Matrix. This rule sorts customers into 3 neat piles, Type A, B, and C. So here's the lowdown. Type A. People are the newbies on the block with no purchases under their belts. Type B are the regulars who haven't splurged on a Rolex just yet. And then there's Type C, the VIPs, those seasoned collectors who've already got Rolex tickers ticking away in their collections. But let's unpack the nitty-gritty. 11 whole criteria the staff at these posh dealerships mull over before letting a Rolex find a new wrist. The first criteria, if you're eyeing those in-demand Rolex models, You've got to strut into the showroom in person. No lazy phone calls allowed, regardless of whether you're a rookie or a vet. Moving on to second criteria, for types A and B, your social media gets a thorough sweep. Dealers peek at your LinkedIn, Instagram and Facebook to make sure you're not in the side hustle of flipping luxury watches. Type C folks, though, they skip this digital detective work. They've earned their stripes after all. For the third one, a good old Google search might be on the agenda if you're a type A or B, just to see what the internet has to say about you and your business dealings. Apparently, new faces and regulars get the full security check, while the old-timers breeze right through. Let's dive into the fourth criterion, the payment protocol. For the eager beavers, those type A clients, they need to flash some ID and the credit card they plan to use for the purchase when they show their interest. It's a bit like proving you're old enough to ride the roller coaster, just more expensive. Next up, Criterion 5 focuses on the directorial debut. Well, sort of. It checks if type A and B clients are directors of any company by diving into the company's house records. It's not exactly Hollywood, but it sure feels like a background check for a star role. For Criterion 6, it's time for a digital deep dive. Staff are instructed to vet client details, including addresses, phone numbers and emails, using a system that sniffs out any other existing accounts. This applies across the board. No exclusions here, everyone gets the exclusive screening. Then for the seventh, there's the comprehensive bio requirement. Every client, no matter the type, needs to have a bio on file that reads like a mini autobiography. Think less memoir and more who's who. Criterion 8 introduces a Hollywood twist, the dual sign-off. This one's a blockbuster. Every high-demand Rolex requires not one, but multiple levels of thumbs-ups, depending on how hot that watch is. Everyone from newbies to old-timers gets the red carpet treatment here. After this, Criterion 9 checks if the repeat customers, those with a Rolex in the bag, have made any recent acquisitions in the past year. No recent buys. Then it's time for a nod from the field team manager to proceed. For the 10th, even if you've shopped before but never snagged a Rolex, the field team manager has to step in and review your shopping script before you can take the luxury leap. And finally, the 11th criterion. It's the exclusive club's back door for those who've shopped but never splurged on a Rolex. They can express interest in the ultra-desirables, but they need to prove they're Rolex-worthy by first joining the Owners Club. With the current trends and a boost in production, we're seeing a fresh, exciting chapter unfold in the world of Rolex watches. It's not just about making these iconic pieces more accessible, it's about welcoming a new crew of watch lovers into the fold. These aren't just quick-flip profiteers. These folks have a genuine passion for the craft and heritage of luxury timepieces. It's a mix of old souls and new fans, each with an eye for exquisite design. When it comes to buying a Rolex, there are the official paths through authorized dealers, and then there's the wild west of the grey market. Sure, you might snag a deal on the grey market, but remember, no official warranty means you're on the hook for repairs, which can be as unpredictable as a plot twist in a thriller. So sticking with authorized dealers is more than about playing it safe. It's investing in peace of mind for your prized wrist candy. So, what do you think about what we've shared today? If this video struck a chord, hit that like button and drop us a comment. Don't just lurk in the shadows, subscribe and be part of our growing community. Thanks for tuning in to Opulent Oasis. We're jazzed to have you along for more luxury watch escapades. Keep watching, keep wondering, and who knows, maybe the next watch story we tell will be yours.